So question 14, we start to get into equations. So this statement says, determine the value or values that must be excluded as possible solutions. So remember, a solution is what makes the equation true, but there are certain things that we cannot do in math. And one of the things is division by zero is undefined. So what that means is if there's a number that can be substituted in for x that changes the denominator to a zero, that value must be excluded. Notice how x is in the denominator. That x cannot be changed into a zero. If it does, then this problem will not work because 5 over 0, 5 over 0 plus 3/4. If I look at that expression, notice that 5 over 0, if I put that into the calculator, 5 divided by 0, notice how the calculator says there's an error. The reason is you cannot divide by 0. Now remember, just in understanding division, we did this back in review of fractions. If I give you, say 15 divided by 5, what this is basically saying is how many fives does it take to get 15? So how many fives does it take to get 15? So let's say it takes 3 fives to get 15. So 3 times 5 would be 15 and it would give me 0. So how many fives does it take to get 15? Well, it would take 3. Or we can also double check it by using multiplication. Does 3 times 5 give me 15? So if I did the other way around, though, if I do 15 divided by 0, what that's saying is how many zeros does it take to get 15? Well, if you keep counting by zeros, will you ever get to 15? That's not possible. I can't count zeros and get 15, so it doesn't make any sense. So there's no number times 0 that gives me 15. So one of the things we've learned is division by 0 is not something that's workable at this time. So we describe it as undefined. So if x equals 0, that's going to make the denominator equal to 0. So we have to exclude that. So 0 is excluded. So what value do we have to exclude? It's what makes the denominator 0. Well, since x is in the denominator, it is possible to pick a value for x that makes the denominator 0, and we have to exclude that. And that value would be 0. So 0 is actually the number we exclude in that example.